Hey, how's it going, guys? Jackson here with Toasty DIY, and today we're going to be taking a look at the K100 Air Wireless. This is a very, very fancy and high-end keyboard from Corsair that actually just came out not too long ago. And of course, it's a part of their typical K lineup where you get a very, very nice brushed aluminum finish to the actual keyboard, and it is a very sturdy feeling. There's absolutely no flex to it whatsoever. And this one they kind of added a little bit of a twist on because it is mechanical, although it looks like it might not be able to be mechanical. It in fact uses these ultra low profile Tactile Cherry MX switches, a light and low profile. They just have a really good feel to them. You definitely feel a little bit of a bump. It's not anything too crazy. Doesn't take a whole lot of force to actuate them, but it takes just enough where you're not going to accidentally hit multiple keys at once. Pretty minimal travel, of course, since it is low profile. You're not going to have a whole lot of up and down travel, but there's absolutely no wobble to these keys because since they're not raised out of the keyboard, they were able to make them extremely stabilized. Even something like the spacebar that would normally have a lot of stabilization issues has no wobble to it whatsoever. When you go along the key too, it doesn't stick to one side or anything. You know, if you push on the opposite side, it doesn't go like that like a normal keyboard. You can push all the way over here and it actuates perfectly and flawlessly. The very nice Corsair logo. You get all of their crazy colors, which you're going to be able to access inside of iCUE. So, you know, you download iCUE, you'll be able to go through, customize all the colors. But on the bright side, if you don't want to use iCUE, that's all good. The keyboard literally comes in RGB form. I have not touched it since I plugged it in. It is, of course, wireless, just like the box says. Your little Wi-Fi dongle actually sits right in here. And look at that, good for travel. This could totally be a very good portable keyboard, and it's full size. That's another big advantage, in my opinion, of this one is this is the type of keyboard that you could be a gamer, but you could also be really into doing business. Maybe you're in the stock market trade. You need a full-size keyboard. You know, you want to have that full number pad and all of your other macros, and you have that with this keyboard, which is really nice. You even get some extra macros that are programmable. See their function to be able to be Bluetooth and also probably the 2.4, which is this dongle right here. So yes, you can use Bluetooth. You can also use the 2.4 dongle. Double footrest. So you can actually change the height. You can obviously go none at all, and you have it really low profile down to the surface. You can add just one. They all have a nice smooth rubber on them, which is really nice. So you're not going to be sliding around. I really like the bottom texture of this keyboard too. Not that that really matters a ton, but it's attention to detail. You know, this is actually kind of textured, which is really cool. It almost goes from like this very smooth, like aluminum, to kind of like almost a rubber feel, similar to these rubber rests that keep the keyboard from sliding. So before we do a typing test and everything, I just want to go over some of the cool features of this keyboard. So obviously one is stylish, ultra thin design, and it is very ultra thin, very stylish. You have a ultra fast SLIPSTREAM wireless, meaning you're not going to have any latency. Companies like Corsair, Logitech, you name it, they've gotten really good these days with their wireless technology, and you really don't have latency. They're actually getting to the point where having the same amount of latency from a wired device to a non-wired device. And then it has multi-device connectivity. That's just basically saying, hey, you can use Bluetooth, you can also use USB. It also comes with a cord that you can just use to plug straight in if you don't want to have to worry about charging the keyboard. You just want it plugged in all the time, that's all good. In terms of compatibility, obviously it can really suit even more than this, but you got PC, Mac, mobile, Xbox, and PlayStation, and then you got their iCUE branding there. Anything Corsair nowadays is gonna have iCUE, which is nice. And now for some other quick tech specs. The battery life is up to 50 hours with per key RGB backlighting effects, and obviously if you turn off the lighting or you do adaptive lighting, you can get 200 hours with the backlighting off, which is pretty awesome. For wireless, you have sub 1 millisecond response time with low latency or Bluetooth. And then for wired, you get up to 8,000 Hertz USB hyperpolling with Corsair AXON. The key switches are 100% Cherry MX low profile tactile mechanical switches. The actual keyboard itself does in fact have onboard storage for up to 50 profiles. That means if you go onto iCUE, say you want to save some of your profiles and you want to take the keyboard on the go, you actually can save those onto the keyboard. That's an awesome feature. And the keyboard dimensions and weight, because that's pretty important to quite a few people, is 437 millimeters overall length, 156 millimeters in overall depth or width, and then 17 millimeters in terms of thickness. And the keyboard weighs about 1.68 pounds, which is actually pretty respectable for it being a full-size but very slim keyboard, because you don't want your keyboard to be too light and just feel like it's absolutely lifeless, you know, just gutted all plastic. So it does feel very sturdy, and like I said earlier, very, very sturdy. There's no flex or wobble to this keyboard at all. So now, of course, what everyone probably wants to hear is a quick typing test. Let's go ahead and do a typing test and see how the keyboard sounds. And alright guys, that sounded and felt really good. Like I said, I'm really liking these keys. They just have an amazing actuation. Now like I said guys, I'm a pretty big fan of this keyboard, even though I normally don't like low profile keycaps and switches, just because typically it's just kind of more of a niche, you know, it's more of a thing that only certain people like, and usually gamers aren't a big fan of them, but this can 110% be a good gaming keyboard. It feels amazing, the actuation's nice, the quality's 100% there. You even have this in rotary wheel for doing volume and other types of scrubbing if you wanted to. Overall, I give this keyboard a 10 out of 10 for sure. It's definitely on the pricey side. You are looking well over $200, but I'm sure it will go on sale quite a bit. So make sure you check the link in the description down below if you would like to check out this keyboard, maybe pick one up for yourself. I'll try to have a few different links. Some will be affiliate links, some will not. Overall, you know, props to Corsair for the K100 Air Wireless. They did a really good job. I love seeing new innovation like this. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, check out our other main YouTube channel and also Toasty Clips for our Twitch content. And we will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.